First, go to Google and search CapCut. It's going to be the first link, so just click on it. Or you can just go to their website, which is CapCut.com. Then move your mouse to download, and you can click on download for Windows or Mac. So click on it. It's going to ask you where you want to save the file. I'll save it in my desktop. And once it's done, just open it. Then just wait for it to install. Then CapCut will run a test to check whether your computer can run CapCut smoothly. So just click on confirm. So this is what you see when you open CapCut. Just click on new project. And then from here, you can start to import the videos that you want to edit. Just add them in like this. And you are now ready to edit videos on CapCut. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So I'm just going to move the line to exactly when I want to cut, maybe around here. So let's say I want to cut at this point. All I have to do is make sure I click on the video, and then I will click over here, which says split. So if I click it, now you can see that our video is split into two pieces. So we have the left side and the right side. So I want to delete the part on the left. So I can go ahead and right click, and then I can delete. So that's how you cut the beginning of a video. So now let me show you how to cut the end of the video. You just move the line to exactly when you want to cut the video. So I'm just going to move the line. I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to move it to maybe this moment. This is the part where she finished pouring the coffee. So again, just like before, I click on the video, and then I click on split. So now we have two pieces. We don't need this part on the right side. We can right click. We can delete. Or you can also click on this trash can over here. So if you click on it, then it's going to delete that part of the video. So this is how you cut the end of a video. Now, what if you want to delete the middle part of your video? First, let me just re-add the video again. And this time around, let's say we want to delete the part where she pours the coffee, which happens to be in the middle of the video. First, we move the line to exactly when you want to cut. So if I want to cut away the part where her hand comes in and pour the coffee, I'll just move to exactly the moment where I want to cut. So you'll be around here, because if I just go forward a little bit, the hand comes in, right? So I'm going to go back like this. Okay, so we don't see any hand over here. I'm going to click on the video. I'm going to split. So now we have two pieces, right? We have the left side and the right side. But because we are cutting the middle of the video, we will have to continue. So I'm going to decide exactly when I want to cut. So I'm just going to move until the part where I want to cut. So her hand goes away at this point, exactly at this moment. So I just move the line to where I want to cut. This time around, I'm going to split again. Boom. So now you can see we have three parts, right? So to delete the part in the middle, right click, I delete. And now if I play the video from the beginning, you can see that we cut away the part where her hand comes in. So this is how you cut the middle of a video. Now to add text, just click on text, and then you can see here default text. You can just click and then just bring it down to your video, just like this. Okay, then what you'll notice is you can drag it out, you can make it longer, or you can make it shorter. And then you can also position it to when you want your text to appear in the video. So let's say, for example, I want the text to appear at the start. So I can just move it to the start of the video. And then if I play it, you can see that we have the text at the start. And then if we just want the text to appear for a short while, we can make it short, just like this, right? By the way, we can zoom in so that it's easier to see. So maybe I make it very short. And then if you watch the video over here, you see that we have the text for a while and then it's gone. So if you want the text to appear a lot longer, then we can just make it a lot longer. Can make it for the entire video. So this way, the entire video will have the text. So next, how do we actually change the text? Well, just click on your text and you can see that on the right side, you can type in whatever you want to write, your text here. So the first thing you can do is you can change the font. If you look at font, you see system. If you just click on this, CapCut have a lot of different fonts for you to choose from. So just take your time, scroll through, and then if you click on them, you can see what the text will actually look like this. If I click it, it will change like this. Okay, so there are a lot of fonts, there are hundreds of them. So just take your time, go through and see which one you like. All right, so moving on, if you want to make your text bigger, you can adjust the font size. Just drag it to the right to make it bigger. like this, or just drag it to the left to make it smaller. And next thing is you can also adjust the text. So if you want the text to appear in the corner, then just click and then just drag it to the corner like this. So you can just move the text to wherever you want in your video. You can put it at the side, put it in the corners like this, or you can even put it in the middle. Now moving on, you can also bold your text, or you can underline your text. You can even make it in italics, just like this. Next, you can change the color of your text. You can make it any color you want. You can make it yellow, you can make it green, you can make it blue, or you can also use these colors that CapCut already provides for you. Now, the much easier way to customize the text is to just use their presets. So if you just scroll down, you see that CapCut already has all these different presets. You can just click on them and you can just see which one you like, right? You can have these, or even these. Then below, you can add a stroke to your text. For example, if I change it to red color, you can see there's an outline, and you can adjust the thickness, you can make it less thick, or you can make it very thick. Then you can also add a background to your text, just like this. You can choose any color you want, and you can play around with it. You can make it more rounded, just like what you see. And you can also adjust the height like this. You can adjust the width like this. All right, so I actually don't want the background, so I'm going to click on this to turn it off. So let's move on. There's also glow, which is exactly what it says. You can add glow to your text like this, and you can adjust how much you want it to glow, the range, and of course you can just play around with it. And if you don't want it, then don't turn it on. Then moving on, there's also shadow. You can add a drop shadow to your text. So I'll use a different color so you can see. I'll use red color. So you can adjust the opacity so it's easier to see. You can also adjust the blurriness like this. You can also adjust the distance, right? If I use black color, you can see that we can create this text effect. If you turn off the blurriness and you increase the opacity, you can actually create this kind of effect where you kind of have this 3D effect in your text, like this. You can also add effects to your text. If you just click on effects over here, you can see that CapCut have a lot of different effects for you to choose. So you can just click on them and then just see which one you like. This is another way to customize how you want your text to look like. Now the next thing is you might be thinking, how can you add animations to your text? If you just go to the right side, there's this thing that says animation, and then you can adjust what kind of animations you want. You can just click on it and it will show you what the animation looks like. So you can just click through and see which one you like. Let's say we want to go for typewriter like this, and you can also play around the duration. You can increase it or you can lower it. Okay, if you increase it, that means the text will take longer to animate. And for the text to go away, you can also choose an animation. Under animation, if you click on out, you can also select an animation for the text to disappear, like this, like this, like this. So there are a lot of different animations. You can go and click around and see which one you like.
If you want to learn how to add text to speech
on CapCut,
then this video
will show you how, step by step.
Okay, to add text to speech to your videos, the first thing is click on text over here. Then you'll see default text. So just click and hold, then you can bring it down to your video. Okay, by the way, you can position it anywhere you want in the video. So I'm just going to bring this to the start of the video. So let's go ahead and change the text. So I want to say something like, if you want to learn. So to add text to speech to your video, just click on text to speech. And here you see a bunch of different voices that you can choose. So I'm just going to click on a few to let you hear, okay?
If you want to learn.
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 So there are a lot of different voices for you to choose from. So just click on them one by one, see which one you like the most. And let's just say, for example, we want to go with this one.
If you want to learn.
Then next, you need to click on start reading. So you got to make sure you click on this, and then it's going to start applying text to speech. And now if I play the video, then we will now have text to speech. Let me just play the video.
If you want to learn.
So you notice that the text is not synchronized with the voice, right? So it's a lot longer. So what you can do is you can sync them together. So Let me just zoom in a bit. Here you can see the text appears longer than the voice, right? So we can do this, click and hold, then just shorten the text, just like this. So right now, if we play the video again, you can see that the text will appear with the voice.
If you want to learn.
Alright, so let's continue. I'll just add one more as an example. So go back up here, just click and hold, and then you bring it down to your video, and then you just write whatever you want to say. So for example, how to add text to speech, like this. You can adjust the font size, click on text to speech, then just choose the voice that you want.
How to add text to speech.
And always remember you have to click on start reading. It's going to apply text to speech to your video. Then make sure you check whether the text is synchronized with the voice. So this is what the video looks like now.
If you want to learn how to add text to speech.
Now, by the way, if you don't want the text in your video, you can delete them. You can just right click, then click on delete, right click on delete, and then your video will just have the text to speech, but without any text on the video, just like this.
If you want to learn how to add text to speech.
So how do we add music to your videos? Well, first let's just bring them into CapCut. So to import them, we can just select them and then just drag them in like this. So let's just use the first video as an example. We bring it down to the timeline. So as you can see, we got a video of grass. So how do we add a song or music to it? So let's use the first song as an example. By the way, if you click on any of the song, CapCut will play it as a preview. So let me just click it and show you. Right, every time I click on a song, CapCut will play it for you as a preview. Alright, so let's say I want to add the first song to this grass video. I just click and hold, then I bring it down. Now sometimes if you bring it down, it doesn't match the video, right? As you can see, it's off. If I want the song to match the video, then I'll need to make sure I bring it to the front, right? So that it matches the video. So let me just play it, and you should hear that we now have music for this grass video. Now here you can see that the song is a lot longer than the video clip. So if I play it at the end, so as you can see, because the song is a lot longer than the video, then the video actually goes into a black screen and then the song continues to play. So you don't really want that. So in this case, you will want to cut or trim the music, right? You want to cut down the song. So how do we do that? You just click on the audio, it'll be highlighted, right? And then you move your mouse to the end, you can click and hold, and then you can just drag it to the left, and then just make sure you match the video clip. And this is how you cut the song. So if I play the end of the video, you can see that the video will end when the song stops. Okay, so it won't go into a black screen and then you have the song playing all the way until the end. So what if you want to add more video clips and add more songs? So I'll use the next video clip as an example. Let's bring it down to the timeline. Now, if you want to use the same song, then you can just adjust it just like how I showed you earlier, right? If you click on the audio, you can go to the end of the song, you can click and you can just drag it out and then you match the videos, right? So as you continue adding more clips, you can just adjust your song accordingly. So if I play this example, you should see that you'll have the music playing in the background as the video changes. Now, what if you want to change the song? What you can do is you obviously want to match, you want to shorten it first, like this, and then we go to the next song that we want to add. Then we just drag it down to the timeline, like this. And then again, you see we have the same problem. The song is a lot longer than the video clip, right? So just like before, we want to trim the song. Okay, so you can just go to the end, then click and hold, and then just drag it all the way to match your video. So by doing this, you will now see that we have added music to our video clips. So once again, let me just show you a quick preview of what it will look like. Now, if the music or the song is too loud or too soft and you want to adjust the volume, you can just click on the audio and then you can see that on the right side, you can adjust the volume. You can drag it to the right to increase the volume and make it louder. So the higher the number, the higher it is, the louder the song or music will be. Or if you find that the song or music is too loud and you want to make it softer, then you can decrease the volume. Just click and hold, and then you drag to the left to lower the volume and to make the song or music softer. The more you drag to the left, the softer it will be. And also, if you want to fade in or fade out your music, you can adjust the settings over here. So as promised, this is how to add music on CapCut. If you want to learn how to add overlay in CapCut, for example, an image or a photo or a GIF, or you want to overlay a video or even a green screen, then keep watching because this video will show you how to add overlays in CapCut step by step. Alright, so let's use this video as an example. We'll bring it to the timeline. So the first thing we can add as an overlay would be an image. So to overlay an image, you can just click and hold, then just drag it down to your timeline like this. You can see that if I play the video, you'll have the image. First of all, we can adjust how the image looks like. We can adjust the scale. You can make it smaller or you can make it bigger. Okay, so make it as big as you want or as small as you want. And then next thing is you can move it around. You can bring it to anywhere you want, position it to anywhere you want, and you can also rotate like this. Okay, you can rotate your images. And then next thing is you can also adjust how long you want the image to appear. If you want it to appear just for a short period of time, then just drag it to the left. You want to make it small like this. So if I make it very short, then it's going to appear just for a short while and then it's gone. If you want it to appear longer, then just drag this out and it will appear longer. Now, if you want more images, you can actually click on stickers. If you go to stickers, you'll see that actually CapCut already have a lot of different stickers that you can add to your videos. So you don't really need to go online and find all those different images and download them. CapCut already have quite a lot of useful images that you can add to your videos. So let's move on. If you want to overlay a photo, you just click and drag it down to your timeline and you have something like this. Now it's the same thing. If you want to make it smaller or make it bigger, you can do that. And then you can position it to anywhere you want. Now, if you want to overlay a GIF, just click and hold, make it smaller or bigger, and we can move it anywhere we want. And then if you were to overlay a video, click and hold, bring it down. And now if I play the video, you'll see that we now have another video as an overlay. So you can use this to put B-rolls on your video. Now, of course, you can do the same thing as before. You can make it smaller and then just bring it anywhere you want. This way, you can actually have two videos playing at the same time. Now let's move on to the last type of overlay, which is green screen. So let me bring this down. And if I play the video, you can see that we have this green screen video that pops out. It's a subscribe button. And really what we want to do is to remove the green screen, right? So that this subscribe button will appear on top of our video. So how do we remove the green screen? You just click on the video. And then if you look on the right side, under video, you'll see basic, click on cut out. Then you'll see chroma key. Then you turn on chroma key and then you'll see color picker. And then you click on the pen on the right side, like this. Then you are going to pick the color to remove. Whatever color you want to remove, just click on it. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's green, white, or black, or blue, or any color. So I'm just going to click on the green, and you can see now it's going to remove the green color. Then the next thing you want to do is to increase the strength. So click on this, and then just increase the strength until you don't see the green screen anymore. So just increase it gradually until you don't see the green screen anymore. So if you have a good high quality green screen, you can just bring it to 100 and it's just going to work. Okay, otherwise for some green screen videos, you may have to slowly play around with the strength until you get a sweet spot. If I play the video again, we can now see that we don't have a green screen anymore. It's just this subscribe button that overlays on top of our video. So as promised, this is how to add overlay on CapCut. If you want to learn how to use keyframe in CapCut so you can move things around like this, rotate them, make them smaller, make them bigger, or animate them any way you want. You can also zoom in like this. You can also move the camera to anywhere you want. You can also zoom out like that. You can also fade to black, and you can also fade in just like this. You can also track a subject for vertical videos and much more. Keep watching because this video will show you how to use keyframe in CapCut step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So we'll start out with the basics, how we can use keyframe to move an image or a text. So I'll start out with an image. So first, let me just position it like this. Okay. So how do we use keyframe to move an image? So first you have to decide when you want to start moving the image. Now let's say I want to start moving it at around this point. So just move the line to where you want to start moving it. And if you look over on the right side, there is position and size. And on the right side, there is this little diamond that says Add Keyframe. So I'm going to click on it. And here you can see for the image, we now have a keyframe. A keyframe will appear as a diamond like this. So you got to add your first keyframe and then just go in front of the video like this, anywhere you want. And then you move the image to where you want it to be. So let's say I want to move the image from here to here. Then I'll just move it like this. And when I let go of my mouse, you're going to see that another keyframe will be automatically added. So now if I play the video, and I'll show you what happens between the first keyframe and the second keyframe. So it's going to move from here to here. Now you can see it moves very slowly, right? If you want it to move quickly, then just bring the keyframes closer to each other. So if I bring it closer like this, and now I play the video, you can see it move much faster. And if you bring it even closer, it'll be even faster like that. So you can control how fast you want the animation to be. The closer it is, the faster, and the further they are, the longer it will take. So let's just move it something like this. So here you can see we always add 2 keyframes most of the time. The first keyframe is before and the second keyframe is after. So before at the start is going to look like this, and then at the end it's going to look like that. Okay, so this is how you move an image from here to here. And now let's say we want to rotate the image. Here's how to do it. We add a keyframe like this, click on Add Keyframe, and then just go in front, and then we can rotate. And you'll notice that when I rotate, another keyframe will be added over here. So I'm just going to rotate like this, and then once I let go, you can see we have another keyframe. So if I play the video at this point, you can see that the arrow will rotate. You can also make things bigger or smaller. So I'll show you again. Let me add a keyframe. I go in front a little bit, and now I'm going to make it smaller. I can do something like this to make it smaller. And now if I play the video, you can see the arrow get smaller. And of course, we can also make the arrow or anything become bigger. So just like before, we add a keyframe, click. So we have our first keyframe here, go in front a little bit, and then we adjust it. So now I want to make it bigger. Then I can also adjust it with the scale. Of course, I can use the arrows like this, but I'm going to use the scale over here. So now if I go back again, we can see that it's going to become bigger. So here you can see we have all these keyframes over here, which will control the thing that you want to adjust. So in this case, it's this image, this graphic of an arrow. So here I'll play it, and you can see that all these keyframes are before and after. Okay, so this is before and after, and then before and after. So I'll just play it so you can see exactly how it looks like. Okay, so you can move, you can rotate like this, you can make it smaller, you can also make it bigger, and you can also do all of those things at the same time. So I'm just going to combine everything to show you, but this time around, let me just do it with a text. Okay, so I'll add a text like this, and let's just write something like subscribe, which you should. Okay, so we can add our keyframe over here by looking for position and size. You see position and size on the right side, you can add a keyframe. So add a keyframe over here at the start, and then I'll move forward a bit, and then I'll just adjust it to where I want it to look like after. So I want to move it over here, I want to rotate it, and maybe I'll make it smaller like this. So it's going to end up over here. Now if I play the video, you're going to see that it's going to slowly move there, and it's going to rotate and become smaller at the same time. Okay, so just like this, let me play it. You can see this is how you can control the animation. So always remember, when you want to animate any image, any graphic, any picture, any photo, or any text, you always have to add 2 keyframes. Now moving on, let me show you how to use keyframes to zoom in. So first, we have to decide when you want to start zooming in. It could be at the start of the video, or it could be any point. So let's just say we want to zoom in at the start of the video. Then make sure you click on the video, and then on the right side of position and size, click on Add Keyframe, and then just go forward a bit. And then now we want to zoom in. Just zoom into exactly where you want it to be. So to zoom in, you can just adjust the scale. So if I just drag it to the right, we can zoom in like this. And you can, of course, move it to anywhere you want. So in this case, let's just zoom into here like this. So remember, we have two keyframes, right? The before and after. So it's going to start off like this and it's going to end up looking like that. And you can control exactly how you want it to look like in the end. So now play the video. And as you can see, it's going to zoom in like that. So if you want to zoom in slowly, make sure the keyframes are far apart. The further they are, the slower the zoom, right? Now, if you want it to zoom in fast, then just bring them close to each other like this. And if I play the video, you can see now it zooms in a lot faster. You can make it a lot faster if you bring them very close. If I play it, you can see it zooms in very fast. And if I do something like this, you can see that it will zoom in very, very slowly all the way to this point. Now, after you zoom in, you can also move the camera around. So to move the camera around, you can do the same thing. Remember, most of the time, you're going to add two keyframes. So I'll add a keyframe again. I'll go in front a bit. And this time around, I can move the camera. Just move it to anywhere you want. Let's say I want to move it to this building like that. Okay. And then now, if I play the video, you can see that it's going to move to exactly where I moved it to. You can also move and zoom in at the same time. If I add another keyframe, go in front, I can move to here like this. I can also zoom in like that. And if I play the video, you can see that it's going to move to exactly where I set the second keyframe to be. So as you can see, most situations, you just add two keyframes, and the first keyframe is the before, and the second keyframe is the after. Now to zoom out, it's also very easy. First, you just decide when you want to start zooming out. Let's say around this point, you just add a keyframe, and then you go in front a bit, and then you got to adjust the video back to its original position because you want to zoom out. So for scale, you want to bring it back to 100%. You can just type it in like this, 100, press enter. And then for the position, you got to change these two back to 0. So if I change this to 0 like this, change this to 0, hit enter, it's going to bring the video back to its original position because you want to zoom out. So remember, this is the first keyframe, which is before, and then the second keyframe is the after. Just adjust the second keyframe to how you want it to look like at the end. So now if I play the video, you're going to see that it zooms out from here to here. And again, if you want to zoom out slowly, then just bring those two keyframes further apart. And you can see it will zoom out very, very slowly. And if you want to zoom out fast, then bring these two keyframes closer together. The closer it is, the faster it's going to zoom out. As you can see, for opacity, you can also add a keyframe. So there's a lot of things in CapCut that you can add a keyframe and you can create any kind of effect that you can imagine. So for opacity, if I add a keyframe like this, I can then move in front like that. And then I adjust the opacity down to 0%. As you can see, if I bring it down to 0%, it's basically going to make it black, right? And then if I play the video, as you can see, the first keyframe, the opacity is 100%. And then the second keyframe is 0%. That means between these two keyframes, the opacity will slowly decrease to 0%. And it's going to create this effect where it fades to black just like this. And of course, you can do the opposite to fit into any video. So I'll show you one example. I'll add a keyframe like this. So the first keyframe has 0% opacity. I go in front a bit. And then this time around, I'm going to bring the opacity to 100% like this. And I let go. You can see we have another keyframe. So if I play the video here, you can see it's going to fade in. So if you look around CapCut, there are actually a lot of things that you can add keyframes to. Just look on the right side. If there's a diamond, then you can add a keyframe. You can also add keyframes to video effects. So let me just show you an example. If I click on effects, there are a lot of effects on CapCut, but let me just show you one as an example. If I go to lens and if I use the blur effect, if I click and hold, I can bring it down to the video like this. And as you can see, this part, the video will blur, right? So from here, if I play, it's going to become blur like this. So you can see that it becomes blur very suddenly, right? It just goes from normal and then suddenly the entire video is blur. But if you look over here on the right side, for video effects, you can also add a keyframe. So as long as there's a diamond, you can add a keyframe. So we can create an effect where the blur comes on smoothly. I can go to the start of this video effect. I press the up arrow key to here. I can add a keyframe and let's start with 0. Okay. And then I go in front like this. And then I bring the blur up to however high I want it to be. Maybe like this. So this way, with a keyframe, then the blur effect will come on smoothly, right? It's going to start from 0 and then slowly it increases all the way up to the second keyframe, which is 30, which is how we want it to look like in the end, right? So if I play the video now, you can see that it will slowly become blur, right? Compared to if we don't have any keyframes, then it's just going to become blur like that, which doesn't look very nice. So you can also add keyframe to video effects. Now moving on, let me show you how you can use keyframe to track a subject. So here you can see in this video, she is dancing and she's moving around. So if we were to zoom in, so I'm just going to zoom in first. I'll click on a keyframe over here. I go in front a little bit and then I increase the scale to zoom in, maybe like this. Okay. So if I play the video, so you can see it zooms into her, she's in the middle, and then you'll notice that she's going to start to dance and she's going to move out of frame. She's going to move out of the video. So we want the camera to track her, right? So how do we fix this? We can do it using keyframe. Now remember, most of the time when it comes to keyframe, you always add 2 keyframes to move it from point A to point B, before and after. But when it comes to tracking, we only use 1 keyframe at a time, and let me just show you how it's done. So I go to the start, you can see it zooms in, and at this point you can see, let's just assume I want to keep her in the middle of the video. So here you can see she's in the middle, right? As I continue, right now she's not in the middle, so I can actually move the video like this, and as I move it, you'll see that another keyframe will be added. Then just play the video again, like this. So she's still in the middle. Eventually, she starts to move to the left, right? At this point, you see she's moving to the left. I can pause the video. I just move the video like this. And then once I let go, you're going to see that another keyframe will automatically appear. Boom. So when it comes to tracking, you don't have to keep adding 2 keyframes. You just add 1 keyframe at a time to track the person. Here she's out of frame. We got to move her back to the middle like that. Then I play the video again. And here she's out of frame. So I pause it. And then again, I just bring her back to the middle. And I let go, another keyframe is automatically added. Play it again. She's again out of frame. I pause it, and then I just move it back. And now if I play the video, you can see that she is in the middle at all time because we are using all these keyframes to track her. Alright, moving on, let me show you how you can use keyframe to track a vertical video. So this video is a widescreen video. This is for YouTube, right? But what if you want to create a vertical video like for TikTok or YouTube Shorts? So first, we want to change the aspect ratio. You can click on this, and then you change it to 9:16, and now it looks like that. So first, we want to adjust the video. So let me just make sure we go to the start of the video, and then I'll just adjust it like this. I'll just drag it out so that it fits the video. And let's move her to be in the middle like this. So first, if I play the video, you can see that we have a problem, right? She's like moving out of frame like this, and then over here, she actually moves out of the video. So we need to use keyframe to track her, right? So to do that, we have to first add a keyframe, right? So you go to the start of the video, add a keyframe, I position and size, I'll add 1 keyframe. And then from here on, remember when it comes to tracking, you only need 1 keyframe at a time. So it's very easy. We just play the video, and whenever she's out of frame, we just pause it. So now you can see she's not in the middle anymore. I pause the video, and I'm just going to move her back to the middle, and you're going to notice that a keyframe will be automatically added. So I'm just going to move her like this. I let go of my mouse, boom. The keyframe is there. Now I'll just continue. I'll play it. So here she's a little bit off center. So I'll just move her again like this. So now if I play the video, you can see that it's already tracking her. She's in the middle, all the way to here. And then of course, here she's a little bit off center again. That's why I pause it. And then I just move her to the middle. I'll play the video again. Here she's not in the middle. I pause it. I adjust it. I play it. Pause. Adjust. Play it. Pause, adjust. You can see all the keyframes are appearing, right? So I play, pause, adjust, play, pause, adjust. Like this, you can see all these keyframes are coming out. Play, pause, adjust, like this. And now when I play the video, you can see that because of all these keyframes that we added, it's tracking her and it's always keeping her to be in the middle. So remember, when it comes to tracking, you only need 1 keyframe at any time. If you want to learn how to blur a video in CapCut, now maybe you want to blur the entire video like this, or maybe you want to blur something in your video, or maybe you want to blur a face like that, or maybe you just want to blur the background in your video. Keep watching because this video will show you how to blur in CapCut step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So first let's click and hold, and then we bring it down to the timeline just like this. So let's start off with the easiest one, how to blur a face in CapCut. So if you look over here on the top, there's effects. So click on effects. Now you're going to see all these different video effects on the left. Now what you want to do is close it, click on this little arrow to close this, and then you can see body effects. So if you click on body effects, you can see that over here, you'll see face mosaic. Okay, if you click and hold, you can bring it down to the video that you want to blur like this. If I let go, you can see this video now has the face mosaic effect. So if I play the video, you can now see that the person's face is blurred. All right, moving on, how do you blur the entire video? So let's use the same video as an example. You want to click on effects, and then under video effects, you want to look for lens. So click on lens, and then you want to scroll down and look for the blur video effect. So it's over here, blur. Click and hold, and then you bring down this video effect to your video. And then I let go, you can see now we have the effects blur. And if I play the video, you can now see that the entire video is blur. And you can also adjust how much blur you want. Over here on the right side, if you increase it like this all the way up to 100, then the entire video will be very blurry. And of course, you can also lower it so that it's less blurry. So this is how to blur the entire video. Now, what if you only want to blur a part of your video? What if you only want to blur something in your video? First, you need to blur the entire video like what we did, and then you go and add the original video again, but then you put it on top, just like this. So right now we have two video clips, right? The one on top is the original video. The one below is the video that it's blurred, right? So we have these two videos on top of each other. Now, if you only want to blur something, click on the video on top. And then if you look over on the right side under video, click on mask. And then over here, you can actually choose whether you want to go with circle or rectangle. So here you can see if I go with rectangle, you can now see that we can actually control exactly where we want to blur the video. So if I do something like this, that means the entire video will be blurred except this rectangle. If I choose circle, that means the entire video will be blurred except the circle that I moved to, right? Now, of course, if I only want to blur the person's shirt, for example, then what I can do is I can reverse this video effect. If you look over here on the right side, there's this little box that says reverse. If I click it, then it's going to reverse the blur effect. So in this case, if let's say I want to blur this person's shirt, then I could go with rectangle, and then I reverse it, and then I just adjust it until his t-shirt is blurred, like this. If I want to blur the camera, then I can just move it like this, and I can blur the camera. Just play around with either the circle shape, like this. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can move it around exactly where you want to blur, or you can do the same with the rectangular shape. Of course, there are other shapes like heart or star, but they are kind of useless, okay? So most of the time, you either use rectangle or circle to blur. And also, if you want to adjust how much blurriness you want, you can click on special effects. If I click on special effects, you can see this thing comes out, effects blur. And then if you look over on the right side, we can increase the blur like this. If I increase to 100, you can see the rectangle is very blurry. And of course, we can reduce it, we can lower it until it's not so blurry. So it's up to you to adjust how blurry you want the area to be. Now moving on, how do we blur the background of a video? So if we only want to blur the background, here's how to do it. Click on the video on top, and then you look on the right side under video, you want to click on cut out. And then you turn on auto cut out like this. Then you just wait for it to process. It's going to cut out the person in the video. So wait for it to finish processing. And now let me show you what the video looks like. You can see that we now have a video with a blur background. Now, how does this work? Well, actually, it's because the video on top, this is what it really looks like because we have done the auto cut out. So it has already cut out the person from the video. So this is what it really looks like. This is actually playing on top of the video below where the entire video is blurred. So when we put both videos at the same time, when both plays together, it creates this look where the background is blurred. Now in this example, you can see there's a little bit of glitching over here. If I just bring this video clip to the side, you can see it, right? It didn't cut out the person perfectly. There's still a little bit of area that they didn't remove. So to fix this, click on the video, select it, and then under video, go to mask. When you click on mask, then just click on rectangle, and then just make sure you adjust it so that you only keep the person that you want, like this, right? In this example, I only need to keep this person over here. So when I use mask feature, it's going to cut the video again. So if I do that, that means the entire video will be cut out. So it's only going to retain this rectangle. So if I play it, you can now see that there's no more glitching at the side because we have already used the mask feature to only keep this area, right? If I move it over here, you can see that this is where the glitching is actually at. So if I move it like that, if I play the video, you can see that there won't be any more glitching because we have fixed it, okay? And then we bring this back on top, and you can see we play it together. This is how you blur a background in CapCut. If you want to learn how to do motion tracking on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example, and I'm going to track this person running and jumping in this video. So we can do motion tracking with an image like this, an image or a picture, or we can also do motion tracking with text. So let's start off with text. I'm going to add a text to this video, and let me just extend it throughout this entire video like this. Okay, so we'll do the text first, and then I'll show you that you can also do it with a picture, an image, or a photo. So for text, I'm just going to write something like this. Then let me choose a preset. So for motion tracking, you can put the text anywhere you want. If you want it to be over here at the side, then put it at the side. If you want it to be below him, put it like this, or here, or here. You can put it anywhere you want, right? So in this example, I'm just going to make the text like this, so it's on top of him at all times. So to do motion tracking, just click on tracking over here. Click on this icon, which is motion tracking. Then you're going to see this yellow box, right? So you're going to move this yellow box to the thing that you want to track. So it could be anything, okay? It could be a person that's running around. It could be a building. It could be an object on your table. It could be anything. So I'm going to track this person like this. And you can also customize the thing you want to track. You can make it like this. You can adjust the box to make it bigger, as big as you want, like this, or as small as you want. So I'm just tracking this person like this. So I'm going to make it smaller. And also there's this little paper that if you do it, then it turns into a circle like this. And you can also rotate like that. Okay, you can rotate. So depending on the thing that you want to track, you may want to rotate it sometimes. But in this example, it's quite simple. We just track this guy. So let me just put the yellow box onto this person. Okay, moving on, you can see on the right side, there's scale and then there's distance. Now for scale and distance, it's up to you. You can test and experiment yourself to see which one you prefer, see which one would look better for your video. For me, I'm just going to turn off both of them in this example. Then remember to click on start and then just wait for it to start to track. And as you can see right now, CapCut is tracking the person, right? It's moving the text along with the person, just like this. So whatever they want to track, just put them inside the yellow box and CapCut will track them throughout the video. Alright, so it's done. So now let me just play the video and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the text is tracking the person, right? Just like this. Now moving on, if you want to do motion tracking with an image or a picture or a photo, first you just adjust it to how you want it to look like. So I'm just going to move it like this to point at him, okay? So just adjust it to how you want it to look like. And once you're happy with it, you can start to do the motion tracking. On the right side, click on tracking, click on motion tracking. And remember, you have to adjust this yellow box, okay? Move it to the thing that you want to track. So I'm tracking this person like this. Now for scale and distance, it's up to you. For me, I'm just going to turn off both of them. Then remember to click on start. Then just wait for CapCut to track the person. All right, so it's done. Let me just play the video. So look, as promised, this is how to do motion tracking on CapCut. If you want to learn how to speed up a video on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, so let's use this video as an example. Now you can see this video is 16 seconds long. So if we want to speed it up, make sure you click on the video, make sure you select the video. And then if you look over on the right side, there is this thing that says speed. So if you click on speed, this is where you can change the speed of the video. So let's say if we change it to 2 times, which is twice the speed, you'll see that the video is now only 8 seconds long and it's now double the speed. So you can continue changing the speed as much as you want. You can even go all the way up to 100 times, okay? And you can change the speed to any number you want. For example, let's say I want to increase it to 2.5 times the speed. You can just type it in over here on the right side. Or you can adjust by clicking on these arrows to either lower or increase the number that you want. So this is one way you can speed up the video. Now another way is by changing the duration. So as you can see, the video is 16 seconds long. So let's say I want to speed up the video and I want this video clip to play in 5 seconds. So I can just type 5 like this, and then you'll see that now the video is sped up to exactly 5 seconds long. Now listen, what if you want to speed up a specific part of the video? Now what you notice is if we change this to, let's say, 5 times the speed, then you'll notice that the entire video clip will be sped up, right? It will be increased at the same speed. But if you want to have more control, then you will need to use the speed ramp feature. So make sure you change this back to 1 time speed. And right now, if you look under speed, there is normal and then there's curve. So if you click on curve, this is how you can actually adjust the speed manually. So if you look under customize, this is how you can control the speed of the video. So by default, it's like this. So it's just one flat line. If you want to make a specific part of the video go faster, then you just bring the curve up. So let's say, for example, if I just click and drag, you can see the video is like this, right? So let's just say at this point, I want to speed up the video. All I have to do is I bring the curve up. So if I just click and hold, I can bring the curve up like this. If I bring the curve up, then you'll notice that if I play the video, then exactly at this moment, it's going to speed up and then it's going to go back to normal speed. Okay, so I'll just play for you. As you can see, it speeds up, then it goes back to the normal speed. Okay, so as long as you bring the curve up, it's going to speed up exactly where you want it to be. So if you want to make the part where he speed up to be a lot shorter, then you can adjust the curve. You want to bring it to be closer like this. Okay, as you can see, if I bring it like this, now if you cannot adjust, you need to add a point where you can adjust, add a point in this graph. Okay, if you click on this plus, then you get another point, and then now you can adjust it. Okay, so if I make the curve more narrow like this, then you'll see that the video will only speed up at this moment. So if I play it, you can see that it's at a normal speed and then boom, it speeds up and it goes back to normal. So this is how you can control how you want to speed up your video. Okay, the higher the curve, the faster you speed up. So if I make the curve a little bit lower, so if it only curves up a little bit, then it's going to speed up a little bit. So as you can see, normal speed and then boom, very fast, it goes back to normal. If you want to speed up a lot, then bring the curve higher like this. Okay, and then at any moment, let's say over here, I want to speed up this part, then I want to bring the curve up again. So I add another point like this, and then if I want to bring a curve up, I'll have to add one more point, and then I can do something like this. And then if you watch this part of the video, you'll notice that once his feet touches the ground, the video is going to speed up again. Okay, so just like this, speed up and back to normal. And then again, just one last time, you can control exactly how long you want the speed up to be. Okay, so as long as the curve goes up, it means it's going to increase the speed. As it goes down, means it's going to slow down. And then when it's a flat line, when it's at 1 time, that means it's at a normal speed. So this is how you control exactly how you speed up the video and exactly when you want. If you want to learn how to do slow motion on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. So let's use this video as an example. So to do slow motion on CapCut, there are 2 ways to do it. So I'll show you the first way, which is the easy way. So make sure you click on the video. If you look to the right side, there's video, there's audio, and then there's speed. So click on speed, and then you can see that over here, you can adjust the speed. If you drag it to the right, you make the video go faster. So this is how you speed up the video. But if we want to do slow motion, then we want to drag it to the left. So here you can see by default, it is 1 times speed, right? If you want to slow it down, we bring it to the left. So if we continue playing the video, you will see that he is now running in slow motion. And of course, you can slow it down as much as you want. You can even bring it down to like 0.1. And then if I play the video, you'll see that it's in very, very slow motion. Another way you can adjust the speed of the video is you can change the duration. So let me just bring it back to the original speed. So originally, this video clip, you can see it is 7.5 seconds, right? So it's going to be 7.5 seconds for this guy to run, jump, and continue running. So if we want to slow down the video, we can also increase the duration. So we can just click on this to increase the duration, or I can just change it. So let's say I want to drag the video to 20 seconds long. I can just type 20, And now you can see that the video clip will be dragged out to 20 seconds long. But what if you only want to slow down one part of the video? You see, with this method, the entire clip, the whole video will be slowed down. So in this video example, you can see he's running slowly all the way and then he finally jumps, right? So what if you only want to slow down the part where he jumps? Then you will need to use this feature called speed ramping. Okay, so here's how to do it on CapCut. First, let's bring this back to the normal speed and bring back to 1 times. Now, if you look under speed, there is normal, which is what we were using. This is the easy way to adjust the speed of a video. But if you want to have more control, you're going to click on curve. Okay, under curve, you can click on customize. And then if you just scroll down, if you go down, then you will see a graph. This is actually how you can edit the speed ramp for the video clip. This is how you can have more control over the speed of the video. So let's say, for example, in this video clip, if I only want to slow down when he's jumping, then all I have to do is I just drag this timeline, right? I just move it until the part that I want to slow down, which is at this moment. This is where he jumps, right? So I just move back until he starts to jump. So I want to add a point. Okay, I'll click on a plus over here. I'll add a point in the graph, plus like this. And then I'll just move forward a little bit. I can add one more point in the graph, like this. And the whole reason I'm adding these points is so that I can create a curve to curve down like this. So when you have this speed ramp curve, if you curve down, you will slow down the video. So meaning from here, the video will slow down. And I want to control it such that the moment he touches the ground, the speed goes back to normal. So remember, when the curve goes down, the video will slow down. So I will just play the video first so you can see the difference. So I'll play it and see it's just running normally. And then when he jumps, the video slows down for a little bit. So you want to edit it properly so that the entire time he is jumping, the video is slowed down. So we can move over to the point where he lands on the ground. Okay, this is the moment where we want to bring the video back to normal speed. So over here, we can just drag the curve and we can drag it out to maybe this point where he lands. Okay, so we can adjust the curve again, like this. Can bring it down. So here you can see the moment he jumps, this is when the curve goes down. And when he lands, that's when the curve goes back to normal. So when it's going in a flat line like this, when it's going flat, that means the video will play at a normal speed. And when it curves down, you can see it's in slow motion, then it goes back to normal speed. So by using this method, you can specify exactly when you want to do slow motion for your videos. If you want to learn how to add captions to a video in CapCut, just like this, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So to add captions to your video, just click on text and then click on auto captions. So here you can see for auto captions, they will recognize speech in the video and generate auto captions. So you can choose the language. So it depends on what language your video is. So there are many other languages, as you can see, that you can choose to create captions for. So depending on what is the language of your video, you can actually choose any other language. So it's not just English. So for now, I'm just going to click on English and we can click on create. So CapCut is going to listen to the video and whatever is being said is going to be turned into captions. So now let me just play the video and show you what we have.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can customize the text. You can change how you want the text to look like. So I'm going to click on the text just like this. And if you look on the right side, you can actually see that it applies to all. That means if I change anything here, it's going to change everything in the video. So I'll show you a quick example. If I change the color to yellow like this, even though I'm only editing the first text, but it will also change every other text in the video. That's because it applies to all. So let me just change this back to white. So you can do a couple of things. You can choose a different font. So CapCut have a lot of fonts. You can scroll around and see what you like. So I'm going to change the font. You can make the font bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger around here. And you can also choose a preset. So for example, if you want your subtitles to look like this, or look like this, or just an outline like this, That's how you can change it. And you'll notice that once you change anything, it's going to change all the other text in the video. So now let me play the video again and show you what we have.
What do you do? I'm an architect.
Okay, so as you can see, CapCut isn't perfect. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of changes. So here you can see it's actually two different lines, but it's put into one sentence. So to fix this, just click on the text and then you click on captions. And then here you can actually break up the captions. So in this case, I want to split this into two different texts, right? So the first line will be, what do you do? So I'm going to click on this and then I'm going to backspace and I'll hit enter so that we have two different texts, as you can see. So it's no longer one sentence. So let me play the video again and show you what we have.
What do you do? I'm an architect.
So as you can see, we split it into two, just like what you saw. So I'm going to continue.
You designed any buildings in New York?
So what you also notice is that they don't have any punctuation and they didn't capitalize any of the subtitles or the captions. So to fix this is quite easy. Again, click on any other text and from here you can actually start to edit the captions. So now I'm just going to capitalize the first captions. I'm going to add in punctuation. This is a question. I'll put a question mark. And for this one, I'll capitalize it. Type in a question mark. And then I'll just continue editing the rest of the captions just like this. So now let me play the video.
What do you do? I'm an architect. You designed any buildings?
So here you can see for this caption, actually it's kind of long. So it's a bit difficult for your eyes to read quickly. It's hard to scan because it's long. You can actually break the captions into two lines. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. If I click on the text, and then this time around, if I click into text over here, you can break it into two lines like this. So let's say I'll click over here, I hit backspace, and hit enter. And here you can see that the captions is no longer one long sentence. It's now broken up into two lines. So that this way, it's a lot easier for your eyes to quickly scan and read the captions. So if you notice when you're watching Netflix, a lot of the captions, they break it into two lines, or it's made in a way that it is very narrow so that it's very easy for your eyes to quickly scan the captions or subtitles, and it makes it easier for you to read faster. So moving on to the next caption.
Have you seen the new addition?
It's kind of the same issue. If you want to fix it, you can. Just like this, hit enter to create a second line. So as promised, this is how to add captions to your video.